Welcome to another installment of the United Way's Community Impact Series, Advancing the Common Good. My name is Katie Gallagher. I'm the marketing specialist at the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. With us today, we have Trina Filan, and Trina is actually with the United Way. She's our new Community Impact Coordinator. So thanks for joining me today, Trina.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
And so generally we bring on partner agencies or community impact project partners. However, we have Trina on today to talk a little bit about volunteerism in the Tri-County area and some tools out there to connect volunteers with volunteer opportunities. So can you talk a little bit about volunteerism in our community and actually in our nation, maybe some of the trends happening right now related to volunteerism?
Sure. So first of all, volunteerism is a really important part of civic and community life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's key to keeping people connected, to keeping people engaged with what's going on in their communities and with the nation, gives people a sense of purpose, gives organizations a group of people to rely upon for short or long-term opportunities, and generally helps spread knowledge and goodwill and community involvement, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really important part of community building, collaboration, and impact here and around the country.
And we know that our partner agencies, many of our 31 partner agencies have paid staff, and even those agencies with paid staff depend so much on volunteers for day-to-day operations and then boards as well,
Absolutely.
right? The people behind these organizations doing the governance are volunteers, and so United Way depends on volunteers, and we know that most all of our partner agencies also engage volunteers every day in the community.
Yes.
So what about age groups? Do we know anything about, is it young people volunteering, old people? Who's out there getting involved?
Well, everybody has the potential to get involved. Let's first say that regardless of where you are socially or your age or your physical or mental abilities, you are a person with skills who has something to contribute that is valuable.
Yeah.
So there are some trends. There are lots of folks who are nearing retirement, and they are perhaps leaving the work world thinking they still want to be engaged with something, have a set of skills that they've cultivated over many years, and perhaps want to either use those skills in a different setting that's not related to work, or try something new and branch out, something they never thought they could do, or something that they've done on the side that now can become a greater focus in their lives. So people who are retiring. Also, millennials. Millennials kind of have a bad rap, right? They are seen to be less engaged, but in fact, they're really driven to participate in communities. What they really want, though, is meaningful engagement.
Okay.
And they want to be able to cultivate skills that will build their resumes, get them into different work scenarios, but also they want to contribute. Also, people who aren't done with school yet, maybe in high school, junior high even, or college. There are lots of opportunities to volunteer that can, again, build your resume, build your skill sets, but it's very interesting and important to note that employers look for a long-term commitment in volunteerism for folks who are younger. It shows some stick-to-itiveness and some commitment to build a skill over a longer time period, right?
That's interesting.
And then also, it might not occur to folks, but you can volunteer as a family too, right?
Yeah.
So there are opportunities even around the Helena area where an agency will have a project for a day or a weekend, and they'll make sure that everybody in your family who's able to has something to do, whether it's a little bit of trail work or cleaning up around a park. There's something for everyone. And again, seniors, people with disabilities, people who may feel that they may not want to even go out of their homes. There are even opportunities for people to work online or over the phone. So don't think that you're limited because of your circumstance. There might be something really great for you.
And it's interesting you mentioned people that are nearing retirement. So one of our partner agencies, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, known as RSVP in the community, which is a Rocky Mountain Development Council program, big mouthful there, is just one of the opportunities out there for people 55 and older to connect with meaningful community opportunities, from organizations like the United Way to the Montana Historical Society to tax help programs in the community.
Right.
So that's one way that people can get connected, right? Connect with RSVP. What are some other ways? So volunteerhelena.org is administered by the United Way to do exactly that. So can you talk a little bit about what Volunteer Helena is, its purpose, and some of the tools within the website?
Sure, absolutely. So volunteerhelena.org has been around for a while, but it's really starting to come into its own now. We're getting more agencies involved and more individuals involved. The purpose of the site is to basically be a one-stop shop so that any individual, any business that might want to have a team do a one-day opportunity, and any organization that needs volunteers can get connected. And even though, United Way is primarily focused on health and human services issues, but Volunteer Helena is really great in that it's bringing in environmental groups, animal care groups, and arts and entertainment sorts of groups, arts and culture groups.
Yeah.
So there are lots of opportunities to learn about all the organizations that exist in the Tri-County area, to find ways to get involved. And there are a huge variety of opportunities on the website, from one day to long-term, indoor, outdoor, online, as I mentioned. You can do construction or office work or fundraising or website building or editing or board commitments or any of those. The variety is pretty limitless.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed. I was on it the other day, just looking at the website, and things from Symphony Under the Stars to Prickly Pear Land Trust has community trail days. So definitely things for people interested in a variety of things.
You bet.
American Red Cross of Montana, for instance, I know is seeking people for their local disaster action team here locally, and upcoming home fire preparedness campaigns.
Right.
So does the website help organizations that respond during times of emergency and disaster?
Yes, there are actually a couple of really useful filters on the website.
Okay.
For disaster and emergency services, there is a way to indicate for individuals that they would like to be called in event of an emergency or disaster, and then the organizations themselves can list disaster and emergency services as one of the parts of their volunteer commitment. Now, it's really important. People spontaneously volunteer for disasters and emergencies a lot, right? But because these advanced opportunities to get trained and affiliated exist, it's really an excellent opportunity to figure out how your skills can fit into an organization's needs and get trained properly so that when something happens, you're all ready to go.
And you mentioned other filters. So what other capabilities does the site have to help, again, community members connect with opportunities to volunteer?
Okay, so if you're an individual, you can indicate the kinds of things that you're interested in doing and the kinds of organizations or projects that you're interested in participating in.
Okay.
And so then you can filter opportunities based on those desires and interests. And you also, the organizations themselves can indicate if an event is youth appropriate, for example. So a lot of high school students or young college students get frustrated because a lot of organizations have only opportunities if you're 18 and older. So if you're an organization that allows youth to participate, you can indicate that, and then the youth can filter those chances to get involved through the website.
Yeah, so they don't have to sift through opportunities that they can't connect with ultimately.
You bet. And also, just to say again, a lot of businesses like to do events where teams from their companies are involved.
Yeah.
And you can also indicate as an organization whether that particular opportunity is a team-oriented potential.
That's awesome. So opportunities for businesses, opportunities for nonprofit to get the word out, and then any community member can get on. And what we haven't touched on is the fact that it's free.
Absolutely.
And so it's free for the nonprofit, it's free for the community member. Any partnerships. So who sponsors the website currently? Who is a partner that makes this a reality and gets folks to register? on the site. I know that there's talk about looking for a corporate partner.
That is true. That is true. We are currently looking for a corporate partner to help sponsor the website.
Okay.
And so it's an excellent way to show your commitment to your community for a very reasonable cost. And so yes, we are looking for a corporate sponsor, and anybody who thinks that's a good idea should definitely get in contact with me. We can talk more about that. But that sponsorship makes it possible for this service to be made available to everybody in the community. And it's a really easily navigable site. Individuals can roam around, track their hours that they've committed to a place, that they've given to a place. Organizations can figure out how much time people have given to a particular event or overall, so they can track that in their annual reporting. It enhances their bottom line, basically. So.
Yeah, and the Helena IR. So the Helena Independent Record has come on board and is a partner on the website. And so now every Wednesday, or every Friday actually, and every Friday in the newspaper, there is a list of opportunities coming up. And so you can open up your Friday paper and see a list of 6 to probably 12 sometimes at the max opportunities. So that was a reader suggestion to the Helena IR, and they took that up, and it's been a great partnership so far.
Yeah, we're really grateful to the Independent Record for offering that service, that partnership. I think it advances the exposure, enhances the ability of people who may not have internet access or may not typically use the internet to learn more about what's going on. And usually we advertise a variety of, or highlight a variety of opportunities from one-off events to ongoing events. And typically we'll highlight events that are about a month out.
So give people some time to plan. That's great. So thank you for coming in, Trina, and talking with me today. So many exciting things coming down the pipe for Volunteer Helena. We have a lot of things in the works, and we can't wait to bring you back on in a few months here and talk about where we're at with the site then.
I can't wait to tell you what happens next.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.